Okay, gonna be going into why I think we all should start having a look into the anime and manga of Dr. Stone at the moment. Demon Slayer has been finished, big time. I don't know if the anime's been finished. I don't know, because I know the manga's been finished for Demon Slayer, and they're constantly doing their little sketch novel books and stuff afterwards. I like the original concept of Demon Slayer, the whole manga. I've read it, it's good. Now, I am moving on to trying to get Dr. Stone manga because the anime is killer awesome, and I've done a bit of fan art of him already, a bit of fan art with him already, of the main protagonist from Dr. Stone, which is Senku. I think that's how you say his name. I mean, look, here's a little bit more fan art. I might end up doing more, but here are some things about him that I would like to say for starters. Chococat is them as him. Why I suggest we should all get into Dr. Stone. Starters, the protagonist actually is a looker. That is very rare for the main character for a manga shonen series to look this nice. Rarely do I see shonen series where the main character guy is this good looking. Like, look at him. As a kid, he's adorable too. Look, here he is as a kid. More of him. Look at this. Look at this guy. He is a looker. Besides the hair being very hard to draw, I've been telling you. I don't know how some artists do it. I've been mucking around with that one, trying to get his hair right. It's a bit more difficult than drawing Dib's hair, that's for sure, from Invader Zim. But anyway, he's the protagonist. I had no idea when I first started watching the first episode of this first season, because I've managed to watch the first season now. It's on Netflix. Go watch that. And I'm going to put the next half of the second season on Netflix soon too. But he's actually good looking. I mean, look at this little smug on his face. Oh my goodness, this guy. And he's not big brawny guy either. I mean, look at that face. That is drawn well. The art style in this series is done well. Sometimes I like a good story, but sometimes the songs that have good story don't always have good artwork with it. And Demon Slayer is the last one I liked, but had a good art style and a good story going for it. I'm definitely going to go for this, because both the art style and the main character, look at him. He is, and I like the fact also. Look at him. Look at him. Can I not say this? There's a lot of characters actually good looking, but he is the main character, and he's this good looking. Of a shonen. Usually, they have him like looking somewhat cute-ish as the main character, but they never go over the top good looking. It's on a rare occasion, more like they have like baby girl vibes, but this guy, this is even more of him like before. What the frick? He's the main guy and he's good looking. I know I'm demisexual and asexual, but even I can admit this guy is good looking. I mean, I have eyes, you know, I'm not blind, man. I mean, look at this. Look at him. He's a protagonist and he's this good looking. It is very rare for me to come across a show where the main guy, looks this nice. It takes a while before they make the guy look nice in certain scenes, but again, more looking. Oh, this is just a goofy one with him, but I thought it was funny. I mean, look at this guy. He has a decently drawn face. The artist who come up with this guy, the manga artist, the mangaka who's come up with this series, really knows how to draw good guys. They do good female characters too, and they're more well-rounded than I can say, certain mangas. I don't want to get certain other fans angry because I respect their things, but seriously, Dr. Stone's characters, a lot of them are very interesting. I just like this little chibi version of him. It was kind of cute and funny. He's interesting, but anyway, we're gonna start with the story. It starts off. Okay, I chose the wrong picture. This is too good. Look. Okay, we got the goofy one. Okay, now I can concentrate. Okay, as I said, I'm demisexual. I feel like I'm more demisexual in the asexual sort of things, but I can still tell this guy is interesting and good looking and all that stuff. Kinda. Anyway, the story's not constantly him trying to win some girl over, which is actually a nice change to compare to some other shonens where it's some girl all of a sudden pops in and the guy's like, oh, he's smitten with her or she's smitten with him or something like that. It's not. It actually sticks to its story plot, which is good. So the story plot of this series is somehow all the human beings and a portion of swallows, one portion of bird. Start again. It starts off with it's the whole planet, all the human beings got turned into stone, except for the select few that were up in space. That's based on my understanding from watching the first season. It is awesome. I am loving this. I am looking for the other characters, but anyway, this guy, this Heck, he managed to revive himself out, like get himself up, because he was counting the whole time he was stuck frozen in stone. Like everyone's been petrified into stone, but except for a few that were out in space at the time, this green light came out and turned everyone into stone. But it took 37 million years or something, like nearly a century before he could get out. But all that time, he was the only one conscious, I think, while in there, where most other people went to sleep when they got petrified of stone. He managed to count the time, the whole time. He counted everything and then figured out how to revive himself during a spring. But it took him that long. But he's really good with numbers. He's smart and he's attractive. But at first, when I first saw the first episode, tricked me into thinking he wasn't the main guy, because one of his friends, who he's grown up with, that's his friend. They were both teenagers when they got hit with the stone thing, but this guy's actually the main character. I was surprised. I thought it was going to be this guy, but I was surprised. It's kind of like One Piece. That's a good series too, but I haven't been able to follow up with that. It's just too long. This series is at least finished, so I have a feeling I can track down the manga and everything, but I'm a bit short on cash right now, so... And I have bills I gotta pay first, so all my money's going to bills at the moment. But anywho, this guy is super duper smart. He is super curious. As a kid, he constantly wanted to research everything about it, and he got hooked, line, and sinker into science, and science helped him figure out a lot of things. He loves science, so he's a big science nerd, but he's an attractive science nerd, and he's super smart. He's good with numbers. He's good with figuring things out. He's your guy you want to have if you got stuck in apocalypse. So anyway, so the world is everyone's like stuck in stone. He was the only one who managed to get himself out of stone after something million years. So the whole world has changed. It's like post-apocalyptic. I think that's what you call it. I usually stay away from those stories because they always seem so heavy, and I'm not really interested in heavy stories. But actually, as interesting the story plot is good, it's not too heavy, and there are moments of funny silliness that you can like laugh at there. And the science in here is actually really stand up. I mean, there's still some sections because it's anime and cartoonish manga, which is a bit ridiculous and not so true and stuff. But a lot of the science stuff in here is 100% genuine, which I love that about that. I love that. It's so nice. It's not many shonen ones like that. The only one I can think of is Kanju number 8. That's also a good series. I'm going to be looking to see the anime of that. I've been reading the manga at the moment for that one. But anyway, I definitely need to track the manga down for this one. So anyway, this little guy, he's been researching science since he was a kid. Look, this is him. He's been curious about science since he's a kid. Super smart little guy. He was a teenager when it went down. This is like when he first revives. He was the first one, and he figured out how to revive, and his goal is to revive everyone from stone, because technically even the smartest person would know a lot of things to be able to do it. You can't do it alone. You need to have a group of people. Doing it alone is just stupid. He's smart, and he has a heart, though. Not that you can always tell, because he's a bit like, I'm Mr. Research Man, I'm Mr. Smart, I'm Mr. Logical, Mr. Rational. I will not get too upset too often, but there have been episodes where you see him get upset, so keep that in mind. But anyway, there are a lot of interesting characters. He has to go up against another guy who he revived but didn't realize, but I'm not going to spoil that story. But this guy is smart. Sorry, I'm just rambling on now, aren't I? But anyway, the story is interesting. It's definitely not something I would see a manga going, because most of the time they go with superpowers or having psychic powers or becoming superheroes or some sort like that. He uses his brains and his love of science to help figure out this whole world that they're in and how to revive people and even himself. And my God, if you were stuck in an apocalyptic world, I would go for this guy, because the superhero power guys would not think of medicine, they would not think of hygiene, they would not think of all the things you need to build to keep society going again. How it's like, this guy, this motherfucker, I'm sorry for swearing, but this guy is who you need for apocalyptic world, because it's the only series I think where it handles as well. It's not all pure fantasy. He actually uses science, and it's actually sound, and it's awesome. I mean, there's some ridiculous parts in it, and you still have parts where you can laugh, but I swear, if you're like me, who wants some smarts in it, definitely. And it's like there's so many good looking characters too, not just the main character, but my goodness, for a protagonist, it's not often I see that one that is attractive.